Alright, let's talk about Dynamite Duke. Dynamite Duke came out early in the Genesis' lifespan. It was a port of an arcade game that originally came out in 1989 from Suibo Kaihatsu. Despite being an impressive looking game for its time, this title doesn't seem to get brought up when you talk about the Sega Genesis. And there may be a few reasons for that. It might be because the console version had fewer stages and generally didn't quite look as good. It could also have something to do with the unfortunate box art. I feel like I've seen this before. It's like part Dennis Quaid, part something. This is gonna bug me. Also likely is that it was simply overshadowed by bigger games that came out around that time, such as Castle of Illusion, Phantasy Star 3, Strider, and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. This title is actually a continuation of a series of arcade games that started with Empire City 1931 and Dead Angle, also published by Suibo Kaihatsu. Unlike those previous Godfather-inspired titles, this game has more of a sci-fi influence. You play as the titular character, no relation to Duke Nukem, who is out to stop a mad scientist from taking over the world. Incredibly similar to Duke Nukem. It's up to Duke and his trusty cyborg arm and machine gun to shoot down anything in eyesight and save the day. The gameplay is reminiscent of titles like Cabal, The Punisher, and about a quarter of Alien Storm. What makes it stand out are the hand-to-hand combat elements that you utilize when enemies get a little too close. It does make for some exciting boss encounters, but admittedly, it's a lot easier to just hold down B and charge your Dynamite Punch, which can kill most bosses in just a few hits. Still, at least that see-through chest of Dukes gives off a little bit of that arcade Punch-Out vibe. Even on the easiest difficulty setting, Dynamite Duke is a fairly challenging game. Luckily, the developers added in a code in case players found themselves stuck or about to break their controller in two. When you highlight the option menu during the title screen, press C 10 times and then press start. Now you've got super options which allow you to change your health bar, number of continues, and even what stage you start at. There was no 2-player mode included, although there was a 2-player arcade cabinet released back in the day called the Double Dynamites. Dynamite Duke deserves some recognition for being an entertaining game for its time, even if you can realistically beat the game in about 20 minutes or less. Yeah, we could have used those extra levels from the arcade version. Though if you were playing on the Master System, you got even fewer levels and obviously shittier graphics, so it could be worse. It's too bad no follow-up or sequel was ever produced. An expanded version of this formula could have really been a big hit regardless of the console generation. Or at least it could have made for a better Punisher game. It may not have been prominently featured in those Genesis Does commercials, but Dynamite Duke deserves a nod for being an entertaining shooter in a genre we don't see enough of these days. Grumpy Cat! It was Dennis Quaid and Grumpy Cat. Fucking nailed it!